NASA New Horizons to reach Ultima Thule on New Year's Day, and you can watch it live. This is, of course, now in a few hours on January 1st, 2019. And Happy New Year, everybody. At 12:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's 5:33 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft will fly past a Kuiper belt object known as 2014 MU69, nicknamed Ultima Thule. And you can watch the video, the live landing on it on Monday, 31st of December. Press briefing, UltimaThuleFlyby Science and Operations preview. On January 1st, you have the New Horizons Ultima Thule mix. Live coverage of the countdown to closest approach would be about 12:33 a.m. real-time flyby simulations. Live coverage of New Horizons original acquisition from Ultima Thule Flyby. Then you have press briefing spacecraft status, latest images and data download schedule. On January 2nd, you'll have press briefing science results from the Ultima Thule. Panelists including Alan Stern, New Horizons Principal Investigator, Southwest Research Institute Jeff Moore, New Horizons Co-Investigator, and more from NASA. And January 3rd, press briefing science results from Ultima Thule. Again with more panelists. Ultima Thule is orbiting in the heart of the Kuiper belt. It's a debris field of icy bodies ranging in size from dwarf planets like Pluto to smaller planetesimal and comets left over from the solar system's formation 4.6 billion years ago. The nearly circular orbit of Ultima Thule indicates it originated at its current distance from the Sun. Planetary researchers find its birthplace important for two reasons. One is because that means that this Kuiper belt object is an ancient sample of this distant portion of the solar system. And two, because temperatures this far from the Sun are barely above absolute zero. Southwest Research Institute scientist Dr. Mark Bowie and members of the New Horizons science team discovered Ultima Thule using the NASA European Space Agency Hubble Space Telescope June 26, 2014. In 2016, a research team led by Southwest Research Institute's Dr. Simon Porter determined it had a red color. In 2017, a NASA campaign traced out its size. It's just about 20 miles across, an irregular shape when passed in front of a star, an event called a stellar occultation. From its brightness and size, New Horizon team members calculated its reflectivity, which is only about 10%, or about as dark as a garden dirt. And beyond that, nothing else is known about it. Basic facts like its rotational period or whether or not it has moons are not yet known. Quote, from Ultima Thule's orbit, we know that it is the most primordial object ever explored, said Dr. Kathy Olkin, New Horizons Deputy Project Scientist at Southwestern Research Institute. And she says, I'm excited to see the surface features of this small world, particularly the craters of the surface. Young craters could provide a window to see the composition of the subsurface of Ultima Thule, also by counting the number and impactors that have hit Ultima Thule, we can learn about the number of small objects in the outer solar system. New Horizons will map Ultima Thule, map its surface composition, determine how many moons it has, and find out if it has rings or even an atmosphere. This is what New Horizons Principal Investigator Dr. Alan Stern, also of Southwest Research Institute, said, going on to say that it will make other studies too, such as measuring Ultima Thule's temperature and perhaps even its mass. In the space of one 72-hour period, Ultima Thule will be transformed from a pinpoint of light, a dot in the distance, to a fully explored world. It should be breathtaking, they say. New Horizons is performing observations at the frontier of planetary science, and the entire team looks forward to unveiling the most distant and pristine object ever explored during a spacecraft flyby, said New Horizons project scientist Dr. Hal Weaver of the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory. Quote, "From mission design to navigation to operations, our team worked very hard to get the spacecraft where it needs to be for this historic exploration in the Kuiper Belt," unquote, said New Horizons mission operator manager Dr. Alice Bowman, also from the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory. Quote, "After guiding New Horizons for 13 years and more than 4 billion miles, that's 6.4 billion kilometers, we are poised to conduct the farthest flyby in history and reveal a new world," she said. So that's exciting. Tomorrow we should look into that because it'll be a live coverage of the landing, the flyby of NASA's spacecraft to the Kuiper Belt object Ultima Thule. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.